Welcome to A Witch's Tale.
So yes, this is pretty much the game here. So it's very important that you know the instructions on this game, otherwise you're going to be totally lost and make this very enjoyable game very unenjoyable. So basically, in a nutshell, you have to use your stylus to move the icons around when you want to fight, to use magic, to use items. Plus, there's only a certain amount of items you can carry on hand, plus if you inventory, but I'm not really worried about this point. So there's different worlds I have to go to, get signals, freedom, then go to the next world. So I'm not really worried about at this point here, but I can probably can tell that some people will probably find this very annoying because each combat you go to, you have to drag the icon to a specific enemy, or if you're healing, to yourselves there. And you have to do that in every single combat. There is no automatic option to do an auto fight, which can be a little trifling, I can probably imagine as well. So, Louis, the nice, lovable vampire, no relation to Mono the vampire, he's basically going to be our handyman here, but sadly he's not going to participate in any of our combats. So I mentioned about the magic in that. Then we get a little story about Alice and what happened 1,000 years ago, so we'll get more information about that later on. So, just wrapping up what happened in the last part. Basically, the girl, Liddell, released an ancient evil while trying to get some power, be the best witch in time and space. And now, with the vampire awakened, which I believe he's the guardian of keeping the witch in check, is now it's going to help Louis fight the other witch. But it won't be for a while anyway. So he's going to talk about signals, what I was talking about before, which allows you to open the doors to help what the witch did. So she pretty much cursed the land, and we have to help each of the princes, which we'll get to know later on. And just to let you know too, as I mentioned before, what was I about to say? Yes, so there's no currency in this game at all, but you do get items. Sometimes you get it from drops from enemies, and sometimes you get them from little things in the overfield which you can destroy. And you can actually use some of these items, sometimes you can't. The items that you can't, you have to trade them in a specific vendor to get items like fill up your HP or MP, or buff up your party members, healing items, that sort of thing. That's gonna be a great witch. So that's pretty much just of it. So now I'm at level 1, and you think I got 300 hit points. You think that's a lot. No. There's other things in the game later on. I will get to that. So we're actually, first off, we're going to the Kingdom. I'll let you know too as well. At this point now, there's actually no information about this game at all. So I found this book online. It tells me where to go because there's a lot of mazes in this game, and there's a lot of puzzles, which can get quite annoying. So here we find out that he's in bat form. So the reason he's in bat form because he has enemies, so he says. So as I mentioned before, he's not going to help us in combat. He's not going to help us say anything, but he'll say something now and then when key plot emerges from what I'm doing. And it's very, if you are going to play this game, guys, later on, get a map. Get something that tells you where you're going, because there's a lot of back and forth. And some of the map puzzles can be quite irritating. Not as bad as other games, but it can be a little irritating. And my carriage that was is full of herself. Yep, she definitely is selfish. So now I got free reign here. I'm just checking some things out to try to interact. And at top of the screen there, which I'm showing you right now, is actually one part of the map. And we meet a cute little character. I take that back. He's not cute. To chase your cat. So, yeah, so you probably know what's probably going on. So you got Alice from 1,000 years ago. You got to chase your cat. So maybe some characters from Alice in Wonderland might be showing in this game. If that's what you're thinking, then you're probably right. Some of the events aren't viable, so just let it go anyway. So on the right hand side is your circle. This is the item screen there. So I got my first doll. I'll tell you more about them. So Dana is actually a plot doll. They say the dolls is out of this world. You might see it in the, I believe it was the first part. So of course, the doll system is pretty much like a certain game that came out on the PlayStation not too I think, but God, quite long ago, almost 20 years, perhaps, maybe 15 years. It's also on the DS as well. I'm not sure it's out for the PlayStation Portable. So basically, dolls help you in combat. They do different things, and to get more dolls, you have to find them in the overworld. So I'm in my first attack. So I got this gray feline. Of course, it's a weak one. That's the one that's not introductory fighting. So I got all these things here. So I'm going to try fighting physical. Dana's, of course, is level 1. But this particular dog guy has pretty high attack powers, so I'm going to use that. So right now I'm pretty much weak. And Liddell does not have much attack power in this game, but she does have great magic power when she levels. So right now I'm using a fire spell on her. So it's called the Vulcan. So I've got all these runes here that does magic power. You get pretty much all types of magic in this game here. But they pretty much don't level up until you do, and at certain points when you do level up, I think probably level 10 or 20, they also go up, but they go up level 2. And it's also noticed well that you have what you call solid magic. Your dolls can use as well use magic, but they use up your magic meter. Plus, if you die, they die. So you don't want Liddell dying. So for first enemy in the game here, it's taking a little longer than usual. But that's when the level system applies. So I'm going to hit the cat with water, because we all know cats love water. And because I have Dana Party, some dolls have like permanent buffs when the party. So right now, there's my XP system, so I haven't really get much XP there. This doll I have Dana has an option that any dolls in your party, including mine, have a physical defense bonus. So yeah, so it greatly helps. There will be dolls that may come in my party that does other things, not exactly buffs, but they also do different magics. But there's only a few of them that I'm actually going to use, because the rest of the dolls, let's say they're not really that great, especially when you level them up, because a lot of enemies are actually resistant to those particular type of magic. And, well, it's pretty much up to you, but right now, at the moment, Dana's my only doll in my party, and it's probably best if I level her or him up. Looks like a ripped up cat with a bow tie. The enemy, what's probably great about it is that when you're in battle, you always get first attack. And there's an option on the left-hand side, which you can't see right now. There are these 3 green crystals, and you can determine which party member attacks you first. But there are surprise attacks the enemy does, and you can also get first attacks. But more time, you always get first attacks. Wherever you want to maybe buff your party, heal your party, and so forth. So right now I'm not really taking that, well, I'm taking a lot of damage, but the enemies are not. So the early parts of the game are probably most important, that you don't die. So right now I'm using what's called explosive magic. That's the black triangle. I can cast it, and Dana can cast it. And it will level up as soon as my character's level up as well. And it does cost, you notice there are some magic points. Every time you level up, your hit points and magic points fill up. That includes your dolls. So I got a lot of items there. I believe the Divine Pill actually, I think that fills up all your HP. I'm not quite sure. So here's the 3 spades. So and all over map, all around the world where you're going to, there are these cards. You might saw the introductory in the first part. They can actually add points to your character, just like a self buff or something rather. You probably guess you need to find. You don't technically need to find all the cards, but it's a great way to increase the stats on Liddell. Now, some of them are actually you saw their treasure chests. A lot of them you have to fight, and I'll get to that once I get to a card battle. So I'm saving it again. About card battles, they're kind of like metal slimes in Dragon Warrior / Quest. Wherever you hit them, you only hit them by 1 point. And there's the item system there. So magic cannot do critical, but your physical cats can. And especially if you're attacking with a card, then you always try to go for a critical. There's an option. There's actually sometimes that I need to get healed anyway. There's an option that when you get into a fight with an enemy, there's something called burst mode. Burst mode does you have a 99% chance that when you hit an enemy with a physical attack, it crits. That's actually pretty good in the beginning and so far during the game, most part. But it's also very important when you go against cards, when you try to retrieve them, because not only do they give you a little experience, you pretty much dead. They're pretty much dead in the water. If they hit it, they're dead because it's a critical. It won't be like a take off 1 hit point. It'll take off all their hit points, and that's pretty much the only way to defeat them because you only get 1 round if you did not surprise them. So that's what I'm actually going to talk right now. That's what I'm actually going to say right now. I'm actually going to go back and continue where I left off. There's a lot to say about this game, but what I just said right now is the majority of the combat. So I'm going to see you guys next time. So I'm just going to save here and wait to part 3. So it's Weird 94. I'll see you next time, guys.